We are living in what I refer to as the golden age of trading. Now, what does that mean? Sounds like the name kind of implies exactly what it is. This is, in the last 23 years, the best market I've seen. There are more stocks moving farther every day, more quickly, and with moves that are more predictable than I've ever seen in my entire trading career. And if you're here today to learn how to catch some of those moves, then I think I think you can get excited about that because I'm going to help you out. I've got some free stuff for you. It's just my way of saying I'm here for you. I'm not here today to make any money off of you. I'm simply here today to share some things that have worked for me. I'm here actually today on behalf of my friend Tim Sykes. And in order for this to be a successful experience, I know that many of you ask, is this being recorded? And the answer is yes. Today, this entire presentation is packed with education, meaning, once again, I'm not here to make any money off of you. You're here for a preview of the Tim Sykes Challenge, and we're going to spend 99% of this presentation on either giving you stuff, like the stuff that you see at this link, or giving you information that you can put into practice right away. I know that when you come to a webinar like this, you wonder, what's the ulterior motive? What's the catch? There is no catch. I've had some success trading. What do you know? And I'm excited to share some stuff with you. I'm here by request from Tim Sykes, and we're going to make the most of our time together. Now, if you click the link that you see on the screen, or if you're here live inside of the chat, there's nothing for sale there, and there's no spam or anything like that. At 922am.club/goodstuff, I'm just going to give you additional lessons to follow up on the trading strategy that I teach here. And I'm going to give you some like a daily routine for traders that's really helpful. And what else? A book list of my favorite books about trading. And we may even give my favorite trading book out to someone here in the chat that says they clicked on that link. Truly, there's nothing for sale at that link, and nothing at all, actually. There's no spam. It's just a way for me to follow up with you. In fact, when you click on that link and fill out that form, you're going to get my contact information, and that's going to be useful if you want to follow up later and ask some questions. And like I said, all of you who are optimistic and excited about this presentation today, you're welcome here, and I'm so happy to be with you. But even those of you who are a little bit skeptical, like you've come to these webinars and you're like, okay, what's the catch? Hey, listen, you're welcome. I love you. Because I've got no ulterior motive here, and I'm not here to make any money off of you, all of you are welcome. And you're free to judge this presentation on the merits, whether or not I'm able to share with you some information that you will be able to put to use. If you're brand new and just starting off as a trader, I've got some great information for you. I'm even going to give you a step-by-step process on what you can do to get started. If you've been trading for a while, that's great too. I'm going to help you get back on track if you've been missing out on some trades. And if you've been trading for a long time and already having a lot of success, then get out of here. Just kidding. No, you're welcome here. I'm glad to have you too. And everything that I share with you today should be a perfect complement to what you're already doing. So we all come into a webinar like this with our own background and our own experiences. I'm here. I'm joining you from Houston, Texas. My name is Rob Booker. I've been a trader for 23 years. I'll briefly introduce myself in just a moment, but I want to ask you why you're here today. I'm here today because my buddy Tim Sykes asked me to be here, but I'm also here today because I'm excited to share with you some information that's working for me. I make money from trading. That's the primary thing that I do, and I'm very excited to be here. But I'm also, just on a deeper level, I'm just trying to get my trading more put together. I'm targeting $500 to $700 a day, but just to lay it out on the table here for everybody. I'm coming to you today, and I asked if I could do this presentation because I'm trying to get up into the $1,000 a day mark again. I'm trying to just get back to that. And then by the end of the year, I want to get into the $2,000, $3,000 a day range again. And the best way for me to do it is to communicate my rules, teach my rules, share them with you. It helps keep me on track. It reminds me of the success that we've had in the past by following the rules. And we're just here in the summer months where things are going to be a little bit slower. But still the same, if we can do $500 a day in the summer, imagine what's possible in September when the markets really heat up again. So why are you here today? What is it that you want to get out of the presentation? And if you want to talk about your own struggles with trading, you're welcome here. And I think, if I'm correct here, I'm the only one that can see the chats. Yeah, I'm the only one that can see the chat. So you can share with me some questions and some observations, and I'll just keep that between you and I. James is here to make a change in his life. And James says, I really enjoy attending your webinar. I learn a lot. Thanks for the great topics. You're welcome. Okay. XAS says, I cannot make the book a call panel disappear. Good. Book a call. That's the way to make it disappear. We'll get to that in a minute. I'm so happy that you're here, everybody. No, all joking aside, welcome. Let me know what you're struggling most with in your trading or in the process of starting to trade. And welcome. I'm happy that you're here. My name is Rob Booker. I will be your host for this presentation. And I'm here on behalf of my friend Tim Sykes. And you've heard of Tim, right? You've seen him on social media or television or all over the place. He's the guy that turned $12,415 into over $7 million in trading profits. And what I love about Tim is that he donates all of that money to charity. And he did it primarily at the beginning of his career trading penny stocks. But penny stocks have become maybe a little bit more dangerous than both of us feel is necessary. And he and I are now trading some small cap stocks. And they're still in the $1 to $5 a share range. They have millions of shares of volume, but they're regulated companies on the NASDAQ. So there's some exciting things going on. And I want to update you on the best ways to move your trading career forward. And like I said, I'm here on behalf of my friend Tim Sykes. Now, you probably know him either in one of two ways, because of his humanitarian efforts, which are great, but also you might know him because he's helped to create over 30 millionaire traders inside the Challenge program. And the Tim Sykes Challenge is a program of education and live trading experiences where you get to learn what you need to know. And Tim's already been able to help 30 people become millionaire traders inside the Challenge and hundreds of others to reach tens and tens of thousands of dollars in profits. Now, I'm not here to guarantee you that you're going to have that result today. I can't promise you a result, but I can certainly promise you a path. And it's a path that many of us have followed, and it's working for us. What do you know, even for a guy like me? So I just want to say, Tim and I are happy to have you here. You may have seen online some of the experiences and the stories of millionaire traders that Tim has worked together with. In the upper left-hand corner, you see Tim Grattani. Tim Grattani started trading in 2015 with a $1,500 account and a big dream. I don't know if anybody can does that resonate with anybody? And he didn't really know exactly what he was doing, and he was just starting out. He found out about the Tim Sykes Challenge, and at that time, there was only one millionaire trader from the Tim Sykes Challenge. Tim Grattani decided and determined that he was going to be the second, and sure enough, he did. Today, he's sitting on top of an over $18 million trading fortune. Okay, wait a minute. You know, the record screeches and you hear the brakes in the car. What did you just say? So this is a guy who did the uncommon thing of turning a small $1,500 account into much, much more than that. I'm not here today to brag about him, and I'm not here to basically even brag about Tim Sykes. I'm here to ask you a very simple question. Can you see yourself in him? Can you picture yourself wanting that same result? If the answer to that is yes, then like I said, I'm just going to share with you some tips and tricks and secrets and habits and routines that traders like Tim Grattani learned from Tim Sykes inside the Challenge. Also on the screen, you can see Mari. Mari was a college student at university with a small trading account, and she determined that she was going to be a trader, and she let her friends and family and everybody else know that that's what she was going to do. She met Tim Sykes online through one of these presentations like you're in today. She decided to book a call and see if the trading challenge was right for her. She determined that it was. She asked for a spot, and she became one of the millionaire traders that has crossed that $1 million mark in the last 18 months. She's over $1 million in profits. How do these people do it? I say these stories, or I mention these stories to give you some inspiration, but also to just show you people from all walks of life. You're going to meet Glenn Peters a little bit later on. In his mid-40s, raising a family, serving in his church, decided that he wanted to become a trader because he knew that working a regular old 9-to-5 job wasn't going to be the pathway to generational wealth, so to speak. He joined the Tim Sykes Challenge, crossed the $1 million mark. So it's never too late, right? Inside of the Tim Sykes Challenge are young people, middle-aged people, retirees, everybody in between. And we all have a common goal. We want to accomplish our trading goals, and we've asked for some help from somebody who's already proven that they can do it. Now, I'm going to do my best to get your questions as we go today. You can drop them in the chat box, and as time allows, I will reach those questions, and I will get to those. Now, I started trading in the year 2000. My story might be somewhat similar to yours. I lost my first account, and I was out of money. Now, the problem with that was I had graduated from law school, taken the bar exam, and decided that I did not want to be an attorney. I realized that selling my time for money and arguing with people for a living wasn't going to bring me true happiness and peace of mind. Have any of you ever felt like you were stuck in a job you didn't love or in a situation you didn't want to be in? And maybe you turned to trading as the answer. If that describes you in any way, shape, or form, then we're on the same page here and we understand each other. You see, every single trader in the challenge, including myself, we all turned to trading as a path. and we questioned whether or not that path was real, right? Have you ever wondered, can people really actually trade their way to trading for a living? Can people really make up for lost time and investing in their retirement portfolio? Is it really possible? Well, most of us have had an experience at the very beginning of our trading careers where we did worse than we wanted to do, where we didn't get the results that we wanted or deserved. And I certainly fell into that category myself. And I was out of money. I took a $2,500 account, which I borrowed that money, by the way, and I drew it down to a $250 account. And I was despondent, and I was terribly upset about that. And then I met my mentor. Through a friend of a friend, I met a hedge fund manager who ran his business from Switzerland. And at the time, that was a very expensive long distance call. We got on online and we chatted back and forth by email. And then we did do a phone call. And he said, listen, I've never mentored a student, so to speak, but I have trained hedge fund traders in my fund. And if you want to pay me $10,000 for my time, I will teach you how to trade. Well, I didn't have $10,000. Now, I don't know if you've ever sort of confronted the fact that your account is small and your resources are few, or maybe you're just like me, you only want to invest in something that has sort of a certain return or a certain possibility or a probability of paying off. This hedge fund trader told me, listen, I guarantee you that I will teach you my strategy and you will be able to use it. He's like, I don't need your money. I just want your commitment. So he gave me a guarantee to go along with it. I borrowed that $10,000 from my friend Terry Larson, and I paid him back within the year at 10% interest. How did I do it? How did any of these traders do it? How are we doing all of this stuff? Well, that's what I'm here to share with you today. So my name is Rob Booker. It's a pleasure to be with you. In the mid-2000s, I was featured in the book Millionaire Traders. I was author of a few books myself. I started the first podcast for traders, and I managed about $8 million as a commodities trading advisor. Now, I no longer manage money professionally. I just manage my own money. But I've had a few experiences along the way. I've done it the wrong way, the tough way, the difficult way, the complicated way. And I think what I'm going to share with you today is the simpler way. That's just my background and my qualifications. I've been a trader for 23 years. I met Tim Sykes in 2007 at a Traders Expo. We were both going to speak at the Expo. I think that's the year that both of us, I don't remember this perfectly, but I think both of us got kicked out of the Expo. Not for anything we did terribly wrong. It just a whole presentation went wrong from another presenter. And anyway, that's a story for another time. I might even share that story with you in a little bit. Tim and I have always asked for verification, and we've also always said that we're going to share our results publicly, and we expect just about everybody else that says they want to teach a trader, we kind of require them or ask them to share their results publicly. So I was a podcast host at the time and a trader and a money manager at the time. I sold my podcast and the radio show in 2019, kind of retired from that side of the business. And I started helping out in the Tim Sykes Challenge, and I had a very big goal. You see, Tim invited me to trade live together with challenge members every single day. Imagine that. What would it be like to look over the shoulder of Tim Sykes every single day as he was taking his trades? Pretty exciting, right? I mean, look, let's just do an informal poll right now, and maybe we'll give a prize out. Would you like to look over the shoulder of a millionaire trader every single day as you take your trades? When time allows, right? If you could make it, if you could get there, and if your schedule allowed for it, would you like to do that? Would you like to look over the shoulder of an experienced trader who had already crossed the $1 million mark? If the answer to that is yes, or even maybe hell yeah, let me know in the chat. Okay, I'm going to look at the, oh yeah, look at that. Okay, things are going pretty well here. That's great. Jim's here, Stephanie's here, Karen's here. That's great. I'm going to share with you everything I possibly can. So today, I will share with you some ideas on how to get started if you're just starting out. If you have a little bit more experience, I'm going to share with you 5 secrets of millionaire traders, some of which are obvious and some which may be brand new. And then we're going to do a live market update, and I'm going to tell you not only why YELL and why ACHR were moving today, but I'm also going to try to help you find those moves in the future. So let me share with you some exciting stuff. Let's kick it off with something exciting. Why don't we do that? Why don't we jump right over to the market? And why don't we kick this thing off with something that's very exciting? Have you ever wondered how people find these trades where the stocks just zoom upward in the morning? Have you ever just said to yourself, well, I would certainly like to have a piece of that. Give me some of that. I'll have what she's having, right? Would you like to do more of that? A little bit later on in the presentation, but just a few minutes from right now, I will share with you a very simple strategy that I use together with members of the Tim Sykes Challenge. Let me just share this with you. Let me just say this again to be absolutely and abundantly clear. I'm going to take you behind the scenes for free. No expectation on my part. I'm going to take you behind the scenes and I'm going to show you a strategy that we only use behind closed doors in the Tim Sykes Challenge. Now, of course, I didn't ask for permission to do this. I don't need any permission to do this. This is from my class. This is from my trading that I do together with the challenge members. And Tim Sykes and I have agreed that we're going to do whatever it takes to help another 30 traders become millionaires. And in order to do that, I've got to open things up to you, right? Got to open the kimono, so to speak. I've got to show you what we really do on the inside. Because once you see what we do on the inside and once you see how simple it is, I think what you're going to find is we might be a good fit for working together. And if I want to work together with you in the future when the time is right, maybe now, I've got to show you what we do. You've got to be able to trust me that we're really doing the kinds of things that we say today. This is a company that on the front page of the Wall Street Journal today announces that this company is going to file for bankruptcy. Well, then why the hell is this company going up, right? Have you ever wondered that? I'm going to share with you why that is. I'm going to share with you what the strategy behind it is. So I want to open up the doors on stuff that most of the time you never get to see. I'm going to sort of unlock some secrets and tips and tricks and an actual trading strategy that you can use so that you can hopefully make some money and that we've built some trust and that maybe this is just going to be a positive, long-term, profitable friendship and relationship into the future. So we're going to come back to that chart and a bunch more like it. And here we go. So the trading lesson of the day are some ideas on how to get started the right way or how to restart your trading career. Number one, get a trading account. I accept absolutely no money from brokers. I don't want any money from brokers. I want to always be able to give an objective opinion. And if a broker angers me or disappoints us, I want to be able to go after that broker. I don't have any financial conflicts. I work for you, actually. I mean, I don't really work for anybody. That's the point of financial freedom. But if you're going to say I work for anybody, it's going to be for you. So I'm going to share with you a couple of different brokers that make sense, and neither of them even know me or who I am, and neither of them have ever paid me any money or offered to pay me any money, and I don't get a rebate or a kickback or anything in exchange for discussing them. Number one is Webull. They have a great phone app. They have a great website, and they actually have great scanning tools on the website. Webull will let anybody open an account with, I think, as little as $500. And you can take all the trades that we're going to talk about inside of a Webull account. You can also trade at, say, for instance, Robinhood or E-Trade, Schwab, Fidelity, Thinkorswim, Tastyworks, all of those. Any brokerage account will do. Webull's nice because there's no commissions and all of those other good things that you see today. In the modern world of finance, trading is easier than it's ever been before. So that's just a recommendation. You got to get a trading account. You got to get it set up, and you got to know how to push those buttons. Number two, if you're starting fresh, you need charts. A chart is a visual representation of the price of a stock. It's either going up or down, right? And you see the little bars or candles on the chart. We're going to cover what all that stuff means. And two great places to get charts are Stocks to Trade, my favorite, and TradingView.com. TradingView.com is just simply a charting provider that works through your browser window. And Stocks to Trade is the world's premier financial analysis tool for traders who trade from home. Now, you make the decision on what's right for you. I'm just here to support you. Number three, you need a way to scan for the top stocks of the day. The best way to do this is Stocks to Trade. Now, that word scan, what does that mean in particular? The word scan refers to simply a list of stocks. So whether I send it to you, hey, by the way, would you like me to just send you a list of stocks every single day? Does anybody want me to do that? Do you want to get the Booker watch list every single day? If you do, you can let me know in the chat. You need a way to scan for those top stocks of the day. You can get them from Stocks to Trade. You can get them on a Webull scanner. And I mean, I guess if I could convince the team, we could invent some kind of a product or service that gives you a list of stocks for me. Maybe I could just text message you every day with a list. That actually sounds pretty awesome. You know what? If you requested the free stuff, I'm going to find a way to bring that to you. I didn't think about that beforehand. I have an idea. No, I'm serious. Like, I've got an idea here. I think this is actually a pretty darn good idea. And no joke, like it's Monday, it's July 31st, it's 1:19 p.m. Central Time. And I can't believe I never offered to do this before. Like, I know it sounds like okay, well, I'm going to do it. If you requested that stuff, I'm going to work with the team. If you registered for this session and you're here, that shows me that you're interested. And if you want to say yes in the chat, that's fine. But I'm not here to, like I said, I'm not here to make any money off of you. I'm just here to maybe provide a way for us to stay in touch and build some trust. Maybe we will get the chance to work together. Okay, cool. Yeah, Corey loves free stuff. Gabe likes free stuff. Robert likes, sometimes you get on a webinar like this and the host is mad if you want just free stuff. I'm not going to be mad at you. I want you to get everything you possibly can, right? I want you to get as much as you can. I think that's glorious. Now, for some of you, I mean, we all, when the time is right, all of us invest in things that push our lives and careers and incomes forward. So some people go to college, some people get training, some people do an apprenticeship, some people hire Tim Sykes and I as a challenge member to become their mentors. Listen, there's a time and a place for investment, but there's only really one way to find out if something like this is right for you, and it's to get free stuff. I don't know any other way to say it. Like, how else am I going to demonstrate to you that I really care about your success? There really isn't some other way, is there? Okay, enough of that already. Let's go. If you're starting fresh or even starting over as a trader, you only need to do two things. Go to Harvard Law School. Just kidding. No, you don't need to do those two things. Believe it. Take it from me. That's a waste of time. You only need to do two things. Find the right stock and eat a dozen donuts. Just kidding. That's also just joking around. You need to find the right stock and trade it the right way. Some people think that you got to get a whole degree in financial analysis. Or some people think that you really need to get a job on Wall Street. If you really want to do this the right way, you got to get a job on Wall Street. Well, that's not true. You only need to find the right stock and trade it the right way. If I just sent you the right stock, if I just sent it to you, you would know it. Okay, we could solve that problem right now. I know that it seems like after 23 years of trading experience, I should already know that I could have done that. But this is an interesting Monday here. I took some time before this webinar today to just sit quietly and think about what could I do for everybody that would really help you out. And no ideas came to me, honest truth, until just now. Like, what if we just solved that problem right now? What if we just solved it? I love this idea. Okay, the second part of it, you need some education and you probably need some feedback. But it's a lot simpler than most people make it. You then trade it the right way. This is really cool. Okay, Dennis likes donuts too. That's perfect. Perfect. Excellent. Okay. Don't put your email address in the box. Just click the link that you see in the chat box. There's nothing for sale there. I don't know how many times I have to say that. Just click that link in there. James, you know what to do. Yeah, Dennis likes donuts and free stuff. Could we just give away some prizes here? I'm going to give away $20 to somebody in the chat box. We're just going to take a minute because we're going to celebrate. We're going to celebrate that I'm going to do something special for you and that we've solved this question of finding the right stock. And then we're going to get into a trading system and much more, okay? But let's celebrate this. Let's say, who's with me on that idea? So I'm with you. So type I'm with you in the chat box if you're here live. Now, if you are at home watching this and you're watching on YouTube or you're watching the recording of this presentation, should it become available, I want you to open up your window and scream out to the world, I'm with you. And I will hear you. I'm just kidding. I won't hear you. You don't have to scream out the window. What you have to do, though, is just let me know. All right, I'm with you is the greatest. That's the best feedback I can get. The fastest way to do all of this is to get a mentor. And of course, I'd like to apply for that job. You don't have to choose me as your mentor. You don't have to choose Tim Sykes as your mentor. In fact, if you set up a call later on, which is also, by the way, free, if you set up a call and I'm not a good fit for you or Tim Sykes isn't a good fit for you together with me, we might be able to put you in the right direction, point you in the right direction of someone who could mentor you and might do a better job than us. You see, it's all about the custom tailored fit that you deserve. But you need somebody to give you feedback every single time you trade. Otherwise, what are you doing? What's the matter for you, right? If you don't get feedback on your trades, how are you going to get better? Nobody gets thrown a book about anatomy and then learns how to become a doctor. You don't learn how to become a doctor on YouTube. And you certainly don't learn how to be a trader from YouTube or from searching Google results. The fastest way to do this is to get a mentor. The only way to become a doctor is to go to medical school. Now, maybe that's a scam for $300,000. Thank goodness learning to trade doesn't cost that much. Thank goodness learning to trade can be done with somebody who's already proven that they can do it. And thank goodness you can make money while you're learning to trade if you want to do it the right way. But you need someone to give you feedback every time you trade. You see where I'm coming from? Is that fair to say? Is it fair to say that traders do better when they get feedback? Or am I missing the point here that somehow you'll be visited in the middle of the night by an angel who will tell you how to trade? Yeah, you need a mentor. And I'd love to apply for that job. But hey, either way, whether or not you work together with me, I'm just glad you're here. Listen, I know what it's like to want to have a better life for you and your family. Trading might be the answer. I want you to be successful. That's the reason I'm here. And that's the reason I'm having such a great, I'm just having a great time today. So are you ready? Let me know you're excited and ready. I know why you want to be a trader, for yourself, for your family, for a better life. Maybe your goal is a Lamborghini and a private jet and flying all over the world. Awesome. Let me help you do that. Maybe your goal is to build a wing onto the house and have your kids and grandkids move in with you, or a house in the backyard and do the same. Or maybe your goal is to move away from them, just the other side of the country. Listen, I'm not here to tell you what the right goal is. Your job is to set your goals. My job is to help you get there. And why would I do that job? I still don't know why I'm so obsessed by helping traders. I love you. I love traders. I really do. You can tell I'm having a good time here. I just love doing this. I don't do very many of these webinars anymore, which is why I might sound unpracticed or just sort of off the cuff. But I do love these presentations. I just don't put as much time in my schedule for just doing these free presentations anymore, and I probably should do more of them. But I'm just lucky to be here together with you today. So the reality is that if you're here in the presentation today, you want to find out what stocks to trade, right? You might be missing trades. You might only find out about the big movers after they're done. Or you might hesitate in pulling the trigger on a trade and realize only after the fact that you should have taken it. Can we solve that problem together? Would it be okay with you if I tried to over-deliver in giving you the solution to that problem? I hope that I can. Here we go. You might be brand new. You might just be starting out. You might want to learn what to do now, and you might want the information in the simplest and easiest form possible. But the reality is that if you're here, you're making some of the same mistakes over and over. And you wonder, hey, is this a real path to wealth? Because successful trading is about walking a path in the same way that each of us learned to walk, by crawling first and then standing up and holding the hand of an adult who would teach us. The same is true for trading. At first, we hold your hand and you kind of find your balance and you see what the motions are, and you do that with the confidence that comes from holding on to someone who will not allow you to be hurt. Like, we can't prevent you, once you learn how to walk on your own, from making mistakes. And I don't want to suggest that we can ever prevent everyone from making mistakes, but wouldn't it be nice to learn how to trade by walking a path together with someone who already did it? You could lean on their confidence, their system, even their trades as you learned. As it is for walking, the same is true for trading. And I'm going to share some lessons from my career as a trader. And if you're ready, let's talk about how to get rich trading stocks. All right, here we go. Number 5, if you want to get rich trading stocks, then trade a proven system. Stop trading unproven systems. Stop following traders blindly. Or none of you do this. I know this. Some traders out there are trading based on what they see on television, right? Well, we're not going to do that. Of course, we're not going to do that. You already know that. I don't need to even tell you that. This one's kind of obvious. We're not going to trade unproven methods. We're only going to follow a method from a mentor that we trust that's already trading for a living. That's great. I think that's obvious. Now, you can choose a different mentor than Tim Sykes and I. That's okay. It's not going to offend me. I'm still going to be taking my same trades tomorrow morning. I'm going to show you the types of trades that we take. And if you're with us or not with us or whatever, we're still friends. And it's not going to change the nature of our relationship. Well, I mean, I might be a little bit sad if I don't get to help you out and trade with you every day, honestly. Number 2, or number 4, because we're going in reverse order. Buy strong stocks. Instead of trying to buy the dip or catch a move or get a great price, trade what's moving in the direction you want it to go. Follow the flow rather than try to predict it. When you take a trade, it should be obvious that you're doing the right thing. Now, usually I use this ancient example of another stock. Screw that. Today I'm going to give you an example from the actual stock market today. Why? Because don't you deserve to be taught something that works now, not just something that worked weeks ago or months ago or even days ago? Let's talk about what worked hours ago and what will work again tomorrow. This morning, Yellow Corporation, and we'll talk about the news right in just a minute. This morning, Yell Corporation jumped up during the pre-market session. Now, what the heck is the pre-market session? Well, here we are. We're looking at charts. A chart is a visual representation of the price of a stock. You can see it go up and you can see it go down. The green bars or candles mean that the stock price is going up. The red ones mean that it's going down. At the bottom of the screen, you'll see volume bars. Each of these bars represents shares of stock traded. And in the early morning hours, 300, 400,000 shares were trading on every one of these candles or bars. Now, we're going to review this a couple of times because this simple foundation will pay off for years and years and years to come. What I'm about to share with you right now has the potential to pay off dividends to you, not like dividends as in a stock. Like, this education is something you will be able to use for the rest of your life as a trader, if you choose. This morning, inside of this red circle, Yellow Corporation, YELL, jumped up. Boom. It also printed these volume bars at the bottom of the chart. They were climbing and they were green. You see this green one right here? This one right here is green and it's tall. That means the stock went up because it's green. And that means it traded, and I can put my cursor over this, it traded 335,000 shares. This is a 5-minute chart. You can see the number 5 on my chart. That means in a 5-minute period of time, each one of these bars or candles represents 5 minutes. In a 5-minute period of time, it traded 300,000 shares. Dang, that seems like a lot because the market wasn't even open yet. Say, what? Yep, your charts can show you trading activity from before the market opens, and we're going to cover that in a moment. So what we can see here is that the price of Yellow's stock was rising or moving up in the early morning hours before 9:30 a.m. Eastern time. And it jumped up here at 8:55 because this is Central Time on the chart. So 8:50, 8:55 Central Time, about 35 minutes before the stock market opened. It jumped up. This is exactly the pattern that I'm looking for. Now, I didn't care if it was Yellow. I didn't care if this was Tesla. I didn't care if this was some maker of smart toilets. I don't care what the company is. I care that traders were interested in it. Now, I didn't trade it here. And in case you're wondering, oh, now I bet he's going to tell me that he bought it down here. No. What I did was I did a live webinar presentation together with my challenge member team. Remember I said I do mentor traders together with Tim Sykes. We got on a webinar and we watched this move up and we let it happen, and we felt no desire or need to trade it. Why? Because the first move tells you what's happening. Do you know when they do a penalty kick in soccer, right? In football, when they do those penalty kicks at the end of the game and the whole world is on the edge of its seat. The trick is the goalie's trying to get an idea of what the soccer player is going to do when they're kicking the penalty kick. Imagine if you were the goalie and you could see ahead of time which way he favored. That'd be amazing, right? That would be worth a trillion zillion dollars. When Yellow jumped up, it showed its cards. It showed one of its cards at least. So if you're playing poker, guy drops a card on the floor and he shows it to you. He doesn't see that you noticed it. Well, Yellow doesn't notice that you notice it either. It jumped up and it was printing these large volume bars. And we drew a line across the top of those bars or candles. I'm going to share with you a simple trading methodology right now. If you choose, it will pay off with a lifetime of dividends. What do you know? It's been working. Over the last 70 trades that we've taken, 70 days that we've traded together, 3 times out of 70, the stock did not go to its first profit target. 67 times out of 70, it went to its first profit target. Is that okay with you? Is that fair if I tell you exactly how we did it? And would it also be fair if I just told you that it's really not that complicated? You know, the value that I provide isn't on, I found a secret piece of paper delivered to me in a bank vault, right? That's stupid. If you get on a webinar and somebody starts talking crap like that to you, just back your way out of the webinar and with your hand on your wallet. I'm not here today to tell you I found the secret or the CIA, and I'm not, that's all crap. The strategy is simple. You know what the real value in getting a mentor is? Feedback on where you're screwing it up. That's where the value is. Do you see what I'm saying? I'm happy to give you this trading system for free. Peel back the layer of what's going on inside the challenge. I'll teach you the strategy, and then if you want me to help you implement it successfully, well, that's a great idea. All we wait for is for the market to prove that Yellow is a buy. I don't care about the news. I don't care about anything else. We found the right stock. How did we know it was the right stock? It jumped up in the pre-market session. How did we know it jumped up in the pre-market session? Remember when I told you about scanning tools? Every single morning, I get a list of stocks that are set to move. I get them when they show their cards. So Not just yell, but ACHR moved this morning in the pre-market session. Both of these became my number one stocks for the day. It showed us that it wanted to move up, and then it dropped back lower. We drew a line across the top. Now, if you remember watching the Lord of the Rings, that second movie where all the elves and the people were standing at the gates of the tower, or whatever, the two towers or whatever it was, and they were standing at the gates of that city, and the orcs and the bad guys were trying to break through the walls of the city. They're not worried about the orcs until they break through the walls, right? They're laughing it off in the meantime. They're not even worried about it at all. But once that one just giant one throws the fireball through the wall and they break through, well, that's when all heck breaks loose, and that's when there's a problem. The same is true for trading. The same is true. We don't really care about the stock until it breaks through those walls. And once it breaks through that walls, it's like a flood flying through the gates. That's when we trade. We trade the breakout. Why? Because that's the proof that the city is under siege. That's the note. That's what tells us. You ever wonder, like, okay, how do I know when to buy a stock? Well, let me tell you. I'm going to tell you right now, just what I said a minute ago. Stop trying to catch a move or get a great price or buy it on a dip. Stop it. My grandfather used to say, I got one piece of advice for you, little Willie. Stop doing that. That's what he used to say. I hated it when he said that, but he was right. Stop doing that. Stop doing what doesn't work. Stop trying to pick a bottom here. Who cares about this stuff? Wait till it breaks out and trade the breakout from beyond that level. And then this thing just rips higher. You could buy it and wait until it prints a red candle. You could buy it again when it breaks through the next level and wait till it prints a red candle. Then you can buy it again when it breaks through that level and wait. And then it never rises above this high, so we never buy it again. We're done with it. Smash and grab. Grab it and get out. Some people might say, well, is Yell a buy now? Can I buy it now? No, I just finished telling you, make it prove itself to you. If it doesn't break through the walls of the city up here at $1.74, then don't touch it. Let's look at ACHR. You don't need more than one stock of the day, but here's two. ACHR jumped up. It made a pre-market high of $5.51 a share. I did trade this one. Traded it together with my team in the challenge. I actually put my real money on this one. And I traded it when it broke through the walls of the city, when it jumped up. Now, sometimes we get out when it prints its first red bar or candle. Where do you put your stop loss? Great question. You put it underneath the candle that broke through. How do you know that the enemy has been pushed back? When you break through the lines, right? The front lines, that becomes the front line here. That becomes the supply route. So if it breaks down back below that level, it's done for. And we would get out of the trade. But until then, we can ride that thing for as long as we possibly can. And we do have some advanced strategies, methodologies, and tips and tricks and techniques for planning those profit targets. But let me just give you a preview of what that looks like. I draw my fancy profit target situation, and it looks like this stock breaks through every level and keeps going level after level after level. And the final one today comes around $6.94, and it looks like it's on the way up to that level. Not a surprise. Looks like it probably will get there. So you can also hold on for, if you want to try to get a big win. Is that fair? Is that okay that I shared with you? Lindsay, you've asked that question before. Do I wait for the whole candle? Nope. I've answered that question before. Don't ever forget it now. Right? Do you wait for the whole army to break through the wall of the city? No, you know it's a problem as soon as the first one breaks through the wall of the city. Corey says, Wajat? Corey, I'll be waiting for your question. I know you didn't finish typing. I'm so happy you're all here. Let me ask a question. Is everybody having a good time? Tell me if you're having a good time. Yeah. Let me know if you're having a good time. So I built a scanning tool that shows me which stocks are popping. They're sweet poppers. And then we have a strategy that trades those breakouts. We traded MBOT like that, OMH like that. But we didn't trade QUBT. Now, in case you're wondering, okay, this guy's just trying to sell me something. I don't care if you buy anything. I'm not here to make any money off of you. Okay? I'm trying to establish here that really, whether you decide to work together with me or not, the value isn't going to come from me making this trading strategy a secret. And I'm not about to tell you, oh, and for the low price of $12 million, I'll share with you the other part of the secret. There is no other part of the secret. Becoming a successful trader is about getting feedback on the trades you take with a strategy that works. Because just because you have some trading rules that work doesn't mean you're going to do it perfectly every time. What about QUBT? It made a pre-market high up here, and then it dropped. On this very day that this happened, I watched and heard from traders in other groups who were buying it down here. That's a no-no. No. No, 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 no. Not for me. Maybe for some other people, but not for me. This stock then kept dropping, and then they bought it again, and then it kept dropping. Have you ever been stuck in one of these things? I don't want to bring that up, really. Never again. It never broke through the high of the day, so we never traded it. You might be wondering, well, what's the success rate of it? I already told you what the success rate was. The likelihood that it will hit that first profit target that I told you about after breaking out is 67 out of 70 times so far in the last 70 trades that we've taken. And in case you're wondering, can I prove that? How dare you ask me a question like that? Such a jerk. Just kidding. I'm happy to answer that question. I save every single trade that we take. I save every single webinar we do. 9:22 a.m. club, 9:22 a.m. club, 9:22 a.m. club, 9:22 a.m. club, 9:22 live trading, live trading, live trading, live trading. I save every single one of those. I have every one of them on video. Do you want the whole thing? Do you want all of those? That's like my life's work. So if you want to work together with me, I'll send you every single recording. It works. So if you want to get rich trading stocks, you got to cut those losses fast. You drop that trade if it goes back down below the candle that broke out. Number two, you trade the sessions that no one thinks about. If you've struggled as a trader, you might be trading at the wrong times of day. Did you know you can trade before the market opens or set your trades up before the market opens? Did you know you can trade the market after it closes? A lot of people don't know they can do that. GSIT is a perfect example of a stock that kind of meandered upward all day long, made a high of the day. Now you know how important that is. And then only after the market closed, ding, 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 right? The market closes. Snap of a fingers, everybody just walks home and goes away. You know who doesn't walk home and go away? The smartest money. Millions and millions and millions of smart money stays in the market until after the market closes. It's called the after hours electronic trading session. Every broker will allow you to trade this session. Webull, Tastyworks, Schwab, Thinkorswim. Don't ask me if your broker does it, because the answer is yes, they do. All of them do. They're practically required by law to do it. You can trade without a large account, without any special permissions. You can trade. You can open a trade after the market has closed. It's called the after hours trading session, and people don't even know it exists. Some of the cleanest, fastest moves happen after hours. If you learn how to set the stuff up, you can trade these breakouts after hours, and they moved. GSIT moved 90% after hours after this breakout. You would have known about the breakout because we were already looking at the stock, and you could have set the trade up well before the end of the day even happened. And if you want to, we can just trade this together. I don't know if that sounds interesting to you, but a couple of you are going to say yes, and I'm going to tell you, great. VVPR did it too. Look, it's a stock that did nothing all day long. Jumps after hours, we take notice, and we traded. It moved 47% after that. What would you do with a $470 gain on a $1,000 account? I've told you, you don't have to have a large account. If you have a $1,000 account, good. Some people say that's not enough. You know what? I'm not even going to tell you what I say to those people. I can tell you where they can put that. If you have a $1,000 account, you put this into the trade. You risk about $70, $80 of that $1,000. Risk is inherent in trading for the potential to gain about $470. Would you risk 70 to make 470? What if you made 470 twice a week? What would that be worth? What would $1,000 a week be worth? $52,000 a year? Like if I asked for it, would you pay me $25,000 a year to give you a guarantee that you could make 52? I'm not saying that's what's going on, but would you do it if I guaranteed it? Probably. People buy stuff every day that's terrible, right? People waste money every single day. Well, I'm giving you the strategy for free. TRKA moved just like that. All right, enough of that already. If you want to get rich trading stocks, this last element, this is where I'm saying, okay, let me be transparent with you. You can learn the system, you can learn the rules, but Do you want to work with somebody every day and get some feedback? It doesn't have to be me, okay? Like straight up. It doesn't have to be me or Tim Sykes. But I know a handful of millionaire traders. I've interviewed over 50 retail home-based millionaire traders over the last 23 years, and every single one of them had a mentor. All of them did. Everybody you see on the stage at a conference at a Tim Sykes event, every one of these traders, these millionaire traders, had a mentor. Jack Kellogg, $12 million in profits. Mari, $1 million. Glenn Peters, over $1 million. Kyle Williams, $3 million, and so on and so on and so on. Paul Delgado, single dad, raising his daughter in New York City in the food service industry, turned to trading, hired Tim Sykes as his mentor, got feedback on his trades, made $500,000 over the last 2 years. Glenn Peters, working a full-time job, 9 to 5, serving in his church, raising his family, keeping his family close, over $1 million in profits. Ellis Hobbs, former New England Patriot, played in the Super Bowl with Tom Brady, wrote a letter to Tim Sykes and said, if you're my mentor, I will make you look great. And I will be the best student you ever had. It's been one of the best people I've ever met in my whole life. $500,000 in profits in the last 2 years. His NFL career ended tragically before he got the big contract. So he didn't have the tens and tens and tens of millions of dollars. His NFL career ended with injury and he had to start over from scratch. Have you ever felt like that? You might think you have nothing in common with an NFL player, but you do. Listen, I know what it's like to want to have a better life for you and your family. Trading might be the answer. Because the American dream is supposed to go like this. You work that 9 to 5, you get a promotion, you save your money, celebrate the holidays, mow the lawn, raise the kids, go to church. Everything's going to be all right. Who says that anyway? Is that a Norman Rockwell painting from 1952? I mean, is it really possible to become a millionaire from this? Did you know you'd have to save $10,000 a year for 78 years, even with standard compounding, to get basically close to $1 million? Who here has until 78 years? I can't even do the math. 70 years from now is 2093 plus 8. Do you have until 2101 to become a millionaire? I mean, if you do, then you must be 12 years old right now. And if that dream isn't working for you, and if that plan, if you can even call it that, isn't working for you, could trading be the answer? Well, that's the reason you're here. And I'm going to tell you something shocking. I can't promise I have the answer for each one of you. I can't work with every single one of you. Tim Sykes and I can't even work with every single one of you. That's why I give away almost everything I can in this webinar. So I can't promise I have the answer for you. You're going to have to raise your hand and say, no, I want to work with you. That's the only way I can know. And I can't work with every single one of you, even if we wanted to try that. It's too many people. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to just take a quick and brief pause to invite you to do something. It's like, okay, this sounds pretty great. If that's you, click the link in the chat, and I'm going to post it in the chat box now. And there's a form that will pop up for you to book a call. It's not for everyone. There's not enough spots for everyone. There's not enough time in the day. We have 137 people here live. I just want to, listen, if I told you that tickets were running low on a concert you really wanted to go to, would you want me to tell you about it, or would you want me to tell you later after you missed it? Okay. So it would be a disservice if I didn't. It's not for everyone. So for those of you that don't have any interest in working together with me as your mentor, don't listen to anything I'm about to say. Calls are available the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th of August. And we can talk on the phone one-on-one with me or another member of the Sykes team, and we can find out if working together is right for you. And we'll talk about your goals. And I love this part. You're going to love the call. Talk about your goals, the obstacles in your way. We'll obliterate those obstacles, and we'll do whatever it takes to help you qualify to be in the program. And we'll do whatever it takes to help you get in. Okay? That's all I'm going to say about it. This is not some kind of sales pitch, okay? I'm not here to make any money off of you. Not everybody's going to want to have me as their mentor anyway. I'm not offended by that. I'm here to help you no matter what. But if you think this might be right for you, then you owe yourself the chance to find that out for sure. Because I do know a path. And it's a path that some of us have already traveled. I could show you the way. I really only need to know the answer to one question. Are you committed to doing whatever it takes? You don't even have to let me know in the chat, because if you stayed this long, I know you are. With that established, I'm going to tell you about some extraordinary traders. In fact, I'm just going to focus on one. I'm going to focus on one trader. Now, all of these traders are star students from the Tim Sykes Challenge. Atypical results. Most people are not able to accomplish these results. Why? Because most people are lazy, and most people are trying to learn how to trade from YouTube. not you. I've already taught you some stuff that you can really put to work. Let me tell you about Matt Monaco. Matt Monaco was a young student at the University of Rochester. He wanted to become a trader. He found Tim Sykes online. He came to a presentation like this, and he booked a call, just like the one I just offered you. Every single challenge member that made $1 million booked a call just like the one I offered you a chance to book. And so in 2017, he became a challenge member. He's at $2 million and counting in profits. That's not typical. Most traders lose money. Why is he making money? It's because he got help from a mentor and he got to work. Last year, Business Insider interviewed him. He was at $1.4 million in profits. Did you know he wanted to quit several times before he even reached his first $1 million? Some people don't think that. But having a mentor helped him pick himself up and keep going. He invested in himself and his future when he got into the challenge. Listen, it's not right for everybody, but if you want to do what Matt did, then do it. Book a call. We'll find out if it's right. If it's not, we'll part ways as friends. And you can come back to 1 million webinars with me, and I'll always try to provide as much value as possible as I can. But I can't mentor you. I can't answer your questions, and I can't give you feedback on your trades, and neither can Tim Sykes, unless you raise your hand and you say, I want to be one of those people. So when you do the call, if it's not with me, if it's with Rich or Thielman or James or whoever, tell them, I was on a webinar with Rob. I want to work with Rob and Tim Sykes, of course. But I'm here right now, and you could just use my name. Okay, the biggest lesson is don't give up. So let's get to an exciting question. What kind of millionaire trader are you after all? Are you a student? Are you retired? Are you raising a family? Do you have a small first account, little or no experience, but you're determined to win at trading, but you're struggling to bring it all together? What you need is a step-by-step plan. Trading is a 8 billion result thing in Google. How do you parse that all out and just bring it together? Well, here's the good news. You only have to do 2 things right. Find the right stock and eat a dozen donuts. I'm just kidding. I like to say that it's a joke. You just find the right stock and trade it the right way. Sounds simple. I mean, you can't. I don't want you to do that. Other people can complicate it if they'd like. It's not for me. The fact is that millionaire traders do very ordinary step-by-step things for an extraordinary amount of time, like drawing a line on their chart, like we did earlier, trading the breakout, like we did earlier, and not questioning anything else about it. You simply have to decide that now is the time. So what's your goal this year for your trading? This is the exciting part. You don't have to share it in the chat box or anything like that. What's your goal this year? What do you want to be able to achieve? It's not my responsibility to make a claim. I don't want to make some outlandish claim or get hypey and weird, creepy and weird and sweaty about it. I'm not going to tell you're going to become a millionaire today. Like, no. You're going to decide what you want. Maybe it's $1 million, maybe it's 2 million, maybe it's a Jack Kellogg goal, like 12 million. I don't know what it is. Your job is to determine what you want. My job is to help you get there. My job's not to make any claims about what other people can achieve, right? Every millionaire in the Millionaire Challenge has made a different set of $1 million. They all set their own goals, but Tim Sykes took it upon himself to help them. So you make your goal, and I'll help you get there. On December 31st of 2023, where are you going to be? How will your family see you? And what are your friends going to say? But most of all, you look at yourself in the mirror and you're finally getting the results that you deserve. If you had more winners than losers and the winners were bigger than your losers, how would you feel? If you were doing $400, $500 a day, how would you feel? I'm not saying you're going to get there. I'm not promising that result. I don't know if you're going to work together with me. Now, I will guarantee it if you do work together with me. I will guarantee the mentorship. All right. Let me phrase it like that. Let me be very careful about how I phrase it. I'm not going to guarantee you become a millionaire in 60 days or some stupid stuff like that. It might be faster. I don't know. But I'm going to guarantee you that it works. The process works. I don't want you to worry about whether it works. I want you to worry about getting to work as soon as possible. So let's make a plan. Let's see if both of us can get exactly what we want before the end of the year. Is that a deal? So here's what I'd like to do. I'd like to trade together every morning. Would that be okay with you? So here's the trading routine inside the Tim Sykes Challenge. I'm the leader of the morning trading group, and I send out a watch list of stocks that could move. I join you in a live trading webinar. I set up the trades in my own account and show them on the screen. We trade, and if you want, you can take those same trades or show me what you planned. We cash out and move on with the rest of our day. And here's the process that Tim Sykes created for creating millionaire traders, and he's already done it 32 times. You study the challenge curriculum. These are the lessons, right? You study those lessons. You take notes, and then you trade live with me in the morning and implement what you've learned. That's how Tim and I teamed up. Tim teaches the course. I trade it live and implement it with you. It's a dynamic duo and you're going to love it. So go here to set up a call or click the link that you see in the chat box now, robbiebooker.com/challenge. That will take you to the calendar that I showed earlier, where you can book a time that's right for you, and we can find out if working together is the right decision. And if it is, then you're going to have some work to do, but you're going to love it. And you're going to have the opportunity to make more money than you've ever made before, and you're going to be in the driver's seat. And that's not hypey and salesy. You can do it or not. I'll still be trading with the group tomorrow. It's only going to affect my emotions. I'll just be sad that I didn't get the chance to work with you. But we could still part ways as friends. You don't have to do anything now. Life is a series of decisions, right? You choose where you go from here. I laid it all out for you. So let's imagine a typical day of trading together with me and Tim. Give you an idea what it's like. So you walk over to your computer in the morning, you check the daily watch list, you set the levels on your charts. We trade together, we talk about our open trades, and you can meet Rita and Kimberly and Daniel and Faye and so many other traders that we work together with. And we trade together. That's how it works. You study the lessons, you come in the morning. I call it the 9:22 a.m. club. I'll talk to you about that in a minute. And then every 60 days or less, here's where the rubber hits the road, my friends. I invite you to my office. And we trade live together. There's students, about 30 at a time. You get in-person help. We get you back on track if you're struggling. Imagine popping open your laptop, pointing at the screen and saying, this isn't working for me. What do I do? And then I'm right over your shoulder and I tell you exactly what to do. And then we go eat together, we plan together, we set goals together, and all of that is free when you choose to have Tim Sykes and I mentor you inside the Tim Sykes Challenge. Bada boom, bada bing. People go, what did you just say? Here's the latest group that came out to my office. They had a great time. Here's, I rented a ballroom at the Westin Galleria here in Houston, Texas, because I had 100 people sign up for the one in January. Free, right? I had 100 people sign up. We brought 100 people there. Tim Bowen spoke, Matt Monaco spoke. I spent $27,000 flying traders out to speak and renting the room. I did it out of pocket. And I know that's not, I'm just saying that to be transparent. Like, I don't have any ulterior motive here. I'll put my own money on the line. I've reached some goals in my life. And I don't regret it. I don't resent it. I want you to take one of those spots. I want you to be in the challenge and make money. I want that. I can't make it happen. I can only lay everything out for you. I can open the door to my office to you, but you got to walk through that door. And walking through that door means you click that link, you schedule a call. That's the next step. So everything's a simple step forward. You got an email or a text message. You decided to show up for this webinar. And I don't think it's a coincidence that you ended up here. Every single thing that you've done so far has led you to the point where you have an opportunity here. Why not? Why not see? Tim Sykes and I want you to become the next Millionaire Trader student, and we opened up the challenge to 2 to 3 of you who are here today. So you're invited to trade with me. I call it the 9:22 a.m. club. That's because we meet at 9:22 a.m. Eastern before the market opens. We draw our lines, set up our trades, and it's awesome. So I posted a link inside the chat box, and I showed it on the screen a moment ago. It's robbiebooker.com/challenge, ROBBIE booker.com/challenge. And on that page, you can schedule a time to talk to me if you want to finally get it right. Here's the link again, and here we go. Now, if doing this free call opened the opportunity to work together with you and Tim Sykes, Millionaire Maker, and me, super fun guy who loves you, would it be worth it? I can help you get started today. Are you ready? Would it be worth it? Thank you for being here today. I'm grateful for the chance that I had to talk to you. We taught a system. We looked at the charts. I gave you some tips and tricks and secrets. I even gave you a whole bunch of free stuff that I'm going to send you and my contact information so we can stay in touch. What do you do next? If you want to take it a step further and you want to find out if now is the time to work together, you can click the link and schedule a call. Just make sure if you schedule a call, you take a little bit of time out of your day to think about what you want most in life. Because your job is to decide what it is you want, and it's my job to help you get there. Thanks for joining me. I'll see you on the other side, my friends. Bye for now.